Hey everybody, hope you guys doing all right. So I've been taking a little bit of a time to look into Oregon's government and the people running it and all the intricacies that I suggest we all should do, depending on whatever we should all do, no matter what state you're living in. So anyway, here we go. So prices need. So this is here in Oregon. We have a huge issue with housing and how much it costs to live in these houses. And Tina Kotek, one of the solutions that she came up with was just like spending, over $200 million or some large amount of money on more houses and changing some of the zoning laws to allow for different, for more of like a I don't know. We've got some pretty strict laws apparently here. I don't know if they're that strict, but anyway, she changed them so that there'd be more. It's like just easier to build houses essentially. But anyways, so I started thinking about that. I was like, well, it isn't. It's from what I've gathered from people living on the streets and walking around the streets and talking with people who work in who are paying rent. It isn't so much a lack of housing; it's the cost that. So I get it. She's trying to like lower the cost by providing more of an opportunity, which thus would be a surplus, which would hopefully bring the price down a little bit. But it's like, well, it might a little bit, but the real issue here is inflation, is how much people are charging for things, not just for housing. But see, the reason why the housing, I looked at an article, like a renter talked about how the reason why the dude, offering rent talked about the reason why prices are going so high or why they keep raising their prices is because everything else has been raised. So it like makes sense that if I was a house, if I'm a homeowner and a landlord, if I got a bunch of these properties and all of a sudden I start getting taxed way the fuck out of nowhere for all like just prices just continue to go up across the board, I'm going to be more out of pocket. So it's like, okay, in order to compensate that, you do what everybody else does. Everybody else is raising their prices, so I'm going to do the same thing. So this is where, in my opinion, government needs to, I'm just going to read what I wrote. So prices need to be adjusted to meet the resources of the people. Governmental restrictions and regulations need to be developed, and amends need to be made where they need to be, where they are needed, to allow laws that can ensure companies aren't charging too much. A lot of companies, people are profiting a lot of companies and people are profiting while many people in entire areas are continuing to suffer, barely able to pay rent. A while ago, I looked into how much of a price increase Coke incurred on their products in regards to the difference between how much it costs to make the products and how much they are choosing to charge. I found, if my memory serves me correctly, that Coke charges approximately 4 times the amount it costs to actually make the product. So profiteering like this is having, to me, a huge impact on the people's ability to buy things and thus cover their rent. So renters charge more when they see that other products and prices are going up because they're losing money. And so I could see how, as I just said, with renters. So yeah, but anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. Again, man, government, essentially should have the ability to change, like to not say you can't charge that much. Like, it's in fairness to the people. It's all about promoting that good harmony, that good well-being. Like, how can we live in a government and call it something that ensures our well-being when they're allowing these atrocities to continue all over the fucking place? Like, these people are just profiting like insanely while other people are suffering. Like, that's not a state of well-being. So it's like, anyway, all right, I love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.